Hey, all true believers. Thank you for appreciating that nerd moment. I just really wanted to, right here at the end of each walkthrough, I plan on doing a little bit of a review if you guys care to hear me babble for a couple more minutes or not. I just wanted to go over a couple of things about the games that I play, and I wanted to go over a couple key aspects of any game that I just got done doing a walkthrough floor, yeah, whatever, for. So anyway, the key things that I really want to talk about are just gameplay, controls, graphics, the story, detail things about the game, some personal favorite things about it, and probably give a couple thanks to some people that have helped me through whatever walkthrough I just got done doing. Uh, the first thing I want to talk about this one is, of course, the walkthrough review for Grand Theft Auto 4, which you guys just watched me do. It was 105 videos. My God, I picked a long one for my first one, didn't I? First thing I want to talk about is the gameplay. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that the gameplay for Grand Theft Auto 4 is boring or droll, or that it takes forever to get somewhere or get anything done, or that the story is just too long and cumbersome or something like that. People say that they get bored. Me, on the other hand, I do not get bored. I think the utter chaos and the blood squirting and the violence and the car chases and the explosions and it's just everything. I love everything about this. It's just an epic, over the top crime drama. And there are some times in the game where it gets annoying, where there's things like maybe there's a scripted chase scene or something like that you have to go through, where you can't kill an opponent till the end. I don't like that. It does add a lot of detail, and I'm appreciative that the developers will want to put a lot of detail into a game, but for me, that's not fun. If I'm going after somebody, they say you need to kill this person. I'm like, okay, let's go do this, and I'm gonna go kill that person. If you notice during a lot of chases, I open fire on the back windows. You could see blood physically squirting through the guy's windows, and he would be swerving or something like that around traffic, and I would be flooring it. I would get up to his back bumper, and he would just pull away from me effortlessly. I could be in a sports car, he could be in a fucking Winnebago, and he would pull away from me, and it would just make me mad. Um, those kind of things, while they preserve a lot of gameplay, they take away a lot of enjoyment for it for me. Other than that, the shootouts were a hell of a lot of fun. The fact that there's no menus really except for your cell phone or the pause menu, of course, but the fact that most everything in the game is centered around your cell phone, which is the way modern day life is in a lot of ways. I thought that that was very realistic in a way. I know that they wanted to make this Grand Theft Auto the more realistic of the Grand Theft Autos, and I thought that they did a good job in doing that. But one thing that I found a little stupid is that you could be jaywalking and the cops would get on you for no reason, but in this, the cops were also easier to lose. You actually had a circle that you could outrun and stuff like that. And there were some ups and downs about the game. But I have to say that my favorite things about it, I'd have to say, of course, the overall feeling of the game. I love crime drama. I love stuff like that. Those are the kind of books I like to read. Those are the kind of movies I like to watch. I like to watch Heat. I like to watch The Town. You probably heard me talking about some of this stuff. If you look at my favorites, I've saved the shootout scene from Heat, and it's just this crime drama, epic, raw feel to it. And I love Grand Theft Auto for that. And this is one of the this is the most realistic one so far. Still cartoony in a lot of ways, but still very fun. The controls. Moving on to the controls, I did think that the controls are very easy to. They're very easy to understand. They fit in very simply. There's a lot of good stuff about it. It's pretty much your basic. I don't really want to call it basic, but it's pretty much like your. It's not hard controls. They're not hard to master. They're not exactly easy to overcome in a lot of ways. But it just seems like the controls for this game, they're very easy to get in a car. They're very easy to drive. They're very easy to shoot. But there's some things like when you try to take cover, it just seems like he doesn't really know where he's going sometimes. If you notice, a lot of times, of course, he will power slide in the cover, which is awesome. And I love doing turbo slide. I love doing stuff like that. The epic rock power slide in the cover. But sometimes he'll just take cover at a random spot that I had no idea that was even near me, but he will jump behind it, and it'll make me mad sometimes. The other than that, the aiming in it is a lot of fun. I love that there's lock-on aiming, and I love that there's health for every enemy, and you can see how much health they have, especially like at the end when you go to chase down Dimitri or Jimmy, and they're wearing bulletproof vests, and just stuff like that. Just little things about the way the game plays is just a lot of fun. Graphics-wise, I believe this game is one of the most highly detailed urban free sandbox games of all time. No two buildings really look completely the same. There are a couple, of course, at the city. What are you going to expect? Within, a couple hundred square miles, you're going to run into one or two buildings that might look the same, but the thing is, you won't notice. And I love that. I love that you'll be going down the street, and it's one of the few games where I stopped and I looked at the ground and I was standing on a corner, and you could see the way the concrete sloped down and how there were these little bumps in the concrete, just like there is in real life, that keep people from slipping on the curb and winding up out in the middle of traffic. And there's just details like that you run into. The graffiti on the walls, you notice me reading it, just stuff like that. I love the entire city of Liberty City in this. I love the entire just landscape of this game. The fact that you can go to the beach and see people doing Tai Chi, and then, plow into them with a big fucking car and then shoot their dead bodies, full of bullets and shit like that. It's so much fun for me. Now the story, I will say that the story is, at times, it feels like it's getting a little bit slow. Every mission is, hey, this guy fucked me over. He needs to be taught a lesson. You leave, you go teach him a lesson, and then that's pretty much the end of it. But it's pretty much a constant stream of, let's go catch this guy and teach him a lesson missions, which I love, but I can't play this game every single day for hours and hours and hours and hours on end. I could play it for a couple hours each day, and then I put it down for a little bit, which is fine. Mostly because I'm extremely busy, but it's the story of the game. It brings you from the very bottom low depths of an immigrant who just stepped off the ship, and he's dealing with his cousin's debt problems, and he goes to deal with his bookie, all the way up to the end where you're killing the head of the Russian mob and the head of an Italian crime family. And it just moves up through all these different ranks. You're involved in the government, you're involved with the cops, your girlfriend turns out to be an undercover cop. Fuck Michelle, I hate that bitch. But it was just that, on top of the amount of realistic detail that they put into it, where they talk about how you might be being bugged, where they talk about there's the paranoia in the mob that you have to deal with, and it just, all these different interconnecting things. And when they added the two other stories of Johnny Klebitz and well, I know his first name is Lewis, of course, but I can't remember his last name. I think it's Hernandez, but I'm probably just being racist. But yeah, the amount of detail and the way they move these different stories all through, I think if they had put all these different stories together in one, which I know they have done, they've come out with a complete edition of all three stories in one game, but if they had put them all in chronological order where you're playing as all the different characters and you're interweaving, or you could have the choice to play each one by themselves chronologically, I think that would have been cool. It would have gave it a very Pulp Fiction-y sort of feel where all the different storylines are interweaving. I think that would have been a great idea for a game, and they should have had that choice. Truthfully, when I was first thinking about doing this walkthrough, I was thinking about recording all the storylines and then putting them in chronological order, but you have no idea the amount of fucking hours I would have had to take to sit there and look through storylines. So, I hope you guys like the way I did this. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much my feelings about the game. My overall feeling about this game, I absolutely love it. This game is probably... No, it's not my favorite. I could tell you what my favorite is, but you guys are going to hate me. My favorite game on PlayStation 3 is probably Red Dead Redemption. At this moment. I have a bunch of games that are very close, but Red Dead Redemption just strikes that core for me. But anyway, more about this game is that I love this game in just about every single aspect of it, but there are these tiny little nuances. I'm not going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not going to give it 1 thumb up and 2.5 thumbs up my ass. I'm not going to do any of that bullshit. I'm not going to give it a rating. I'm just going to tell you, I like this game. This game is a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me to play, and it was a lot of fun for me to do a walkthrough of. And it was so cool watching me finally build a fan base off of all this stuff. And I've been sitting there looking at other people that I was talking to right before I got started, and I'm doing better than them. I have a bigger fan base than them, and I only have 160 subscribers right now. which I'm hoping will go up. But yeah, and I have people that are saying, "Hey, man, I'm gonna spread your word around." I have people that are very, very supportive of me, and I hope you guys listen to the very ending of the walkthrough during that 18-minute video, where I was pretty much saying in the credits, thank you to a whole bunch of different people. But in case you guys didn't hear that, I want to tell you guys, I want to say thanks to a couple different people right now. Two of them I didn't get to put into the final credits because I was just doing that off the top of my head. But of course, number one is Dr. Shankenstein. I mentioned him in the video. You've been with me from the start, man, and you've been a big help. Lastly, J Movies, Zabuzasaur, Mr. Packer fan, and Solid Steelix. The thing about these guys is that J Movies did add me online when I was playing online when I was house sitting for a friend, and you did. Thanks for that, man. That was very cool to go on there and see that I had people that were watching my videos and saying, "Oh yeah, he posted himself online. I'm gonna go take a look at this cat." And you went on there and you took a look at me, man, and it was very cool. I know we didn't get to play very much, but I did get your friend request, and I did try to add you. Zabuzasaur, I love that you have Patamon on your on your avatar. That shit was so cool, man. But I gotta say, Patamon was not my favorite. But if you notice, I did use the term Digivolved a lot whenever somebody got teleported during the show. But Zabuzasaur was very cool. He's pretty hyper. He's an Xbox fanboy, but I'm a PlayStation fanboy. But we can live in perfect harmony, or however the fuck that song goes. But yeah. So Dr. Shankenstein, my ship doctor, you know who you are. J Movies, you're the man. Went on there and added me online. Zabuzasaur, you've been with me for a while. You always have something to say, and it's always very cool to see what you have to say for my videos. Mr. Packer fan, you were my first one, man, and you were cool when you first showed up. You were the first one to give me good word, and you were the first one to comment on my video where I said that I was going away for a little while. And when I said that, you were like, "Man, this is like my 5th sub or something like that to leave me." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not leaving. I'm going to be back pretty soon." And I always came back. I always came back, and I always finished it. And the last one I wanted to thank, just for some reason I was looking through my messages, my personal messages, and I saw from a while back this cat named Solid Steelix. And we were talking for a little bit, and I forgot completely about him, man. And then when I was looking through my old messages, I was starting to get sentimental and looking at the old messages that were sent to me throughout this whole ordeal with this Grand Theft Auto 4. And Solid Steelix was on there, man, and I just wanted to say, thanks to him too, in case he's still watching. That was from a while ago, but anyway, guys, that was pretty much my review for this. My overall view on Grand Theft Auto 4, I absolutely love this game. This game is fucking great. If you don't own this game, and if you've watched this entire thing, if you've watched this entire walkthrough, one, thank you for doing that, but two, yeah, oh man, I really wish that you guys had watched this after you guys had played the game, because I hate to ruin storylines, but man, it's completely up to you. If you want to watch my shit, I'm not gonna complain. I'm definitely not gonna complain. So anyway, I know that I've been babbling now for about 12 some odd minutes, and I know that a lot of you guys aren't really gonna be watching this, but this is just my my own review for the games. I'm probably gonna do this after every single one that I play, so you're just gonna have to get used to them. But yeah. Anyway, guys, Grand Theft Auto 4, my ranking for it. Fucking love it. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love Grand Theft Auto. I love all Grand Theft Autos, but this one is the top. This is cream of the crop, man. It was just so much fun to do this and to see how many people also love this game. But anyway, guys, yeah, I gotta be getting off here because I gotta be going to bed because I got some motherfucking classes in the morning. So anyway, you guys have been real cool. I will be started on the next project here shortly. I'm not going to give you any sort of hints to what it is other than a comment that I posted on my own channel, which is there will be some caps getting popped and some asses in this next game. So you better be fucking ready. So anyway, guys, yeah, also, I'm trying to get my PS3 repaired, so don't be worrying about that. I'm about to have it shipped out to a company. They're going to give me a hand with it. They're going to patch it up for me. They're going to send it back. We can get started on something else. So as long as you guys are patient, we can take care of things. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'll be talking to you guys later. This is Voodoo. Outro.